Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Knobreads back with another video. Today, I'm gonna be showing you guys the cheesiest method to get wide open lobs in NBA 2K20. So, just for some background, if you guys didn't know, lobbing in NBA 2K20 gets you the maximum amount of rep out of anything that you can do in the game. I'm not really sure why this is, but that's just how they made the game. This is like more of a twos method rather than a threes method. You can still do this on the threes, but it's just gonna be harder because there's more players and the court's larger, so the distance you're gonna have to throw the lob at is gonna be a little bit longer. But yeah, you're welcome to do it on the threes if you want to, but this is more of a twos thing. And to get the maximum amount of rep out of this, you're gonna want to throw lobs on a playmaking build, and you're gonna want to catch lobs on a finishing build. Now, there is some downsides to this method, which I will explain later, which is depending on how your defender is playing you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got two gameplays for you guys today to just showcase this method and teach you guys how to do it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so this is the first gameplay, you guys. I'm playing twos with my good friend Luker Lake, so shout out to him for helping me get these gameplays and helping me teach you guys how to do this method. So in both of these gameplays, we're going to be playing really bad players. So that's a tip for you guys. If you guys are matched up against really bad players, you're going to want to abuse the fuck out of this method when you're playing really bad players, because they usually have no idea how to stop the lobs or how to stop the cheese at all, versus really good players or just decent players who know like how to stop it or how to play it, so you're forced to run like a normal offense. So yeah, these guys, one of them, it's their first part game, so we can basically abuse the method if we wanted to, but we only did it a couple times just to show you guys just the like basics of it and how it works. So as you guys can see, that guy just pulls like a late 30% something covered, and Luker Lake's gonna get it and just go all the way for two. Now, here is the first time we go for the cheese, but unfortunately 2K was just on their bullshit and made me miss a wide open lob. As you can see, Luker Lake, he makes my defender go the other way, which gives me a wide open lob, and my player just doesn't catch it for some reason. I have an 82 driving dunk on this build, so that should be pretty much guaranteed every time, but 2K was just being weird. It doesn't matter because this guy just lags out or something and walks out of bounds, so we just get the ball right back. Now I'm going to slow it down for you guys because the cheese actually works this time, so I'm going to slow it down. So Luker Lake's going to be inbounding the ball, and I'm going to come up right behind his defender and stop. And that's going to get his defender stuck when he passes me the ball. So he's going to pass it to me right here. And look at his defender. He's stuck on me. Luker Lake backdoors, gets great position on my defender. And that's a pretty much guaranteed lob every single time. But yeah, as you guys can see, it is pretty simple. I'm going to show you guys it a few more times. In this part, I'm the one who's going to catch the lob. So as you can see, Luker Lake, he doesn't get my defender stuck, but he forces him to go the other way, which also works, because if he goes the other way, your player just gets an animation to where they're just going to dunk it on him if they try to go to the rim since they went the other way. Now here's a perfect example of when not to throw it. As you can see, Luker Lake's guy and my guy are both sitting in the paint, and he only has like an 85 driving dunk on that build, so that's a pretty bad lob choice by me. Especially if that was two lockdowns, you definitely don't want to throw that. I would say if you're on a build with a 90 plus driving dunk and it was two guards sitting in the paint with like barely any defensive badges or good defensive ratings, you could throw that. But if it's two lockdowns or even one lockdown, it's kind of risky, even if you do have a 90 plus driving dunk rating on your build, because Intimidator is just really broken against lobs, especially on Hall of Fame. It makes them miss all the time, even when they're wide open. So I wouldn't risk it if there's like a lockdown there, and unless you have really good position on them. As you guys can see here, I just screen a quick 3. That's going to give us the 12-0 lead. Coming up, I'm just going to pass it to Luker Lake, and he's just going to go right by his defender for the quick 2. So now we have a 14-0 lead. Now this part right here just goes to show why lobs are so broken in this game. So I get position on his defender. He's going to backdoor. I make a poor lob choice again, and it's 40% covered, but it goes in anyways, and it was an NA. I don't know why that goes in. I don't know why that is in the game, but it is. That just goes to show lobbing is so broken. I see people make that all the time on the 2s when they lob, like 50% coverage and up, NA layups that just go in for some reason, and that's just really how broken lobbing is. So Luker Lake's going to get the hop step for the 20-0 lead, and I'm going to get a nasty animation for the win. So let's move on to the next gameplay. Alright, so this is the second gameplay, guys. As you can see, we're going to be playing bums again. I think it's like 2 rookie ones, and it's one of their first part games. Like I said before, this is when you really want to take advantage of the method, because these guys, as you're going to see in the gameplay, some of the time they just have no clue what they're doing, and you're just going to be able to abuse the cheese and the lob pretty much every single time, especially against guys like these. You can still do it against good players. You just got to get really good positioning, and it still will work. I've done it before against good players or just decent players. So yeah, let's get into this gameplay. So as you can see, first play here, Luker Lake's going to come up to me. He's going to try and get my guy stuck. I'm going to go around to the left. I have great positioning, and I make the layup lob. As you guys are going to see in this play coming up, I'm going to make the smart decision and not throw the lob, because his defender unfortunately does get around me this time. So now I'm going to talk about the cons of this method, which are what you just saw, that it's not going to work every single time. Sometimes it's just going to randomly let your teammate's defender just get around you. And also I've seemed to notice when your teammate has whoever's passing it in has a lockdown on them, or a defensive build on them, or a build with max wingspan, they can sometimes get the steal off the entry pass when you're trying to go for the cheese. I don't know why that is, but it's just really weird, and sometimes that just happens. So you got to be cautious of that when there's a lockdown there, because they can also get around you if they have pick dodger, I believe. So yeah, you have to be really cautious of that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how you do the lob cheese. Like I said, this is more of a 2s method, not a 3s method. You're gonna want to do this on the 2s, and you're gonna want to abuse it against bums. There are some cons to this method, like I just explained, but it's actually a really good method to get lobs every time. And if you did this like every day for a couple months, you could be a very, very high rep. You could probably go from like superstar 1 to elite 1 if you did this method for a month or 2. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna stop talking and just let you guys watch the rest of the gameplay. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.